I was telling these doctors today, like, if you put it out, you have to look through it because you can't claim like, oh, it was AI, it wasn't me. No, you put it out, you're responsible for it. And sometimes it just makes up these stupidest things. I mean, and if you're putting it out, especially for medical content or medical advice where it's like tied to your license, you got to be really careful with that stuff. Yeah.
Hi, so we're here at the Aesthetic Meet with Vahe. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have you. So let's talk about some things. Let's talk about ChatGPT for a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so the rumor is ChatGPT ads are coming. Have you heard about this?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't hit the aesthetic space, but such an interesting lawsuit is happening right now. And I wanted to get your take. I want your hot take on it, right? Which is that, and obviously the lawsuits as of right now, right? We're May 2026 for any listeners out there. It is wrapping up, but we do not have, we don't know what the we don't know what the outcome of the lawsuit is. We don't know
Yeah.
what the jury's going to say. The judge is going to say, we have no idea. But the idea is that Elon Musk helped found OpenAI back in 2015 with Sam Altman. Obviously, Elon Musk exited, but his whole lawsuit is about the fact that it was supposed to be a nonprofit and
Allegedly.
allegedly a nonprofit to like help further mankind, or I don't I don't know what to call it, but
Yeah.
it was not supposed to be a for-profit money-making machine. And Sam Altman's like, no, it was always supposed to be for profit. What are you talking about? And he wants to release ads and these other things. And what is your take on all that?
I mean, I don't see how you can make it nonprofit. I mean, these things take up so much compute.
Yeah.
I think I read the other day that was it Amazon stock took a dip because OpenAI was like, I don't know how we're going to pay for compute in the future. Like they're racking up all these bills.
Mhm.
Everybody's using AI. I mean, it's in these EMRs and CRMs nowadays. I mean, everything has some sort of AI into it, and that compute. I don't see how you could do it nonprofit. I mean, you've got to monetize it somehow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And honestly, what was it cost? $20 a month for a professional?
Starting at even that though, I
Yeah.
think it's so subsidized. It's like the Uber model. Remember when it
Yeah.
first came out, it was
Yeah.
so cheap. Now it's like $30 to go down the block.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. But all I'm saying is like $20 to use it, and there's a free version. I don't
Yeah.
consider it very expensive.
Not now.
No.
Yeah, I think now is good. I mean, I paid the higher one because I'm a power user, but
Yes.
and I have like I have the Chat GPT, I have the Claude both on like the max plans because we use it a lot.
Yes, yes,
But yeah, I
yes.
mean, $20 isn't a lot.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm going to be honest, and this is funny because the ads are not out it's very much in beta testing and it's not out in aesthetics at all yet, right? And don't get me wrong, I might be sitting here in the same podcast in a couple months from now, all about running ads on OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? Because if it needs to be done for marketing and there's a chance to market, I will always do it.
Yeah.
Now, how do I personally feel about it? I don't like it. And I know that is interesting, but hear me out. Uh, First off, we're already seeing a lot of, AI hallucinations and
Uh-huh.
inconsistency. And AI, at the end of the day, people think it's some factual piece of data point. And sometimes it is. But ultimately, it's reading every piece of blog, PR, article, everything across the internet. And it's saying, okay, if the majority of things on the internet say that something is a certain way, this is what it is. And then
Mhm.
it spits that back at you. It also slightly adjusts its answers based off of who is prompting it, meaning based off of the user and what it more or less thinks that the user wants to hear. Because AI, particularly ChatGPT, and in all fairness, Sam Altman many times has said that he is working on
It's a
this.
little bit of a suck up, right?
It's a suck
Yeah.
up. Yeah, it glazes you. He literally has said the word. Sam Altman has said it glazes too much. He has said it. So I know it's known about. But at the same time, I go, okay, man, those ads, they're going to be super targeted, right? Like
Mhm.
almost to a point where it's a little scary because people do use AI a lot. But also, isn't the whole point of AI is it's supposed to be unbiased and give
Mhm.
responses that are unbiased?
I mean, remember when Google AI overviews first came out too?
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Oh, we're not gonna do it for healthcare because it's so, it's your
Mm-hmm.
money, your life, and we don't wanna give."
Yeah.
And then they thought they were gonna get sued, so they pulled back, and now they've kinda gotten back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there might be something like that where maybe initially it's like no healthcare ads, and then, well, you dangle the money in front of them, and they'll be like, "Okay, maybe we'll do healthcare ads." But I don't know how the public are gonna perceive it because I feel like a lot of people don't trust AI when it comes to medicine. So I
Yeah.
don't know what the conversions or the click-through rates are gonna look like. Like, sure, you can run ads, but how effective is it gonna be? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I do still think that to a degree, AI is kind of like how people read blogs, meaning
Hmm.
they're using it for information, to study, to research. They're not using it necessarily like at the point of
It's
decision.
not a commercial intent.
No, it's
Yeah.
not always a commercial intent unless they've gone, okay, they already, let's say they know about a practice. I've seen this all the time actually, where somebody knows, oh, I'm looking at going to Dr. Bob. And, at this point, they've like researched Dr. Bob, they've looked at Dr. Bob, then they go into ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, and they go, hey, what do you think about Dr. Bob? You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah. Yeah.
validation layer at that point.
Yeah. I think that's like one point in their search process, but they're doing their chat GPT, but they're still looking at the reviews, all the traditional stuff too. They're
Yeah.
still looking at your social media profile because
Yes,
that's like, are they legit? Are they on social media? Is their social media profile aesthetic?
for sure.
Yeah.
And so many people are asking, like, oh, are these traditional marketing channels going away?
No.
No, absolutely not. First off, for AI specifically, it's really hard to show up in most AI results without ranking decently on page one for most
It
markets.
still follows SEO
It
best
still follows
practices. Yeah.
SEO best practices.
Yeah.
So they're very hand in hand. You can have great SEO and not have any AI results, but you cannot have really great AI and not have SEO,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
SEO is one of the many things. Google reviews, one of the many things. And then now that Google is able to crawl Instagram and therefore it's coming up in overviews and things as well, now your Instagram has become even more important because Instagram doesn't live alone on an island anymore on its
Mhm.
own platform, right? So, if anything, I would just say, fortunately or unfortunately, it's an additional marketing channel. It's now
Yeah.
another thing that a practice has to worry about. So now it's like, yeah, you've always worried about your social media, your reviews, your SEO, your paid ads. Now you also have to worry about your
I mean, let me throw one more in the mix.
AI.
What are your thoughts on YouTube? Because I saw this metric that it said Google's AI overview now, specifically for healthcare, their number one cited source is YouTube, more than like any of the society websites, more than the Mayo Clinic. And that was a little shocking.
I think YouTube is going to have a huge effect on it. I'm not going to lie. I think it helps to a degree. I do want to point out that closed captions are important,
Hmm.
and I think YouTube Shorts and having the transcripts are really important. So you make sure all that's there because it doesn't really crawl videos as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
versus the transcripts and everything else. But I think YouTube has a huge effect. I keep seeing studies. And I'm going to say honestly, I've seen a study that says Wikipedia is the number one cited source. I've seen a study that says RealSelf is the number one cited source. I've seen a study that says Reddit is the number one cited source,
I
and
feel like they
YouTube.
change.
And I think
Yeah.
they change. I think that they're truthfully all valuable. I think that they're all important. I think if we talk about social media by itself, I would say YouTube, Reddit, and Instagram would probably
Yeah.
be the big three for social media that are the most pulled from. TikTok physically cannot be pulled from because their API is not open. So
Mhm.
TikTok, as of this moment, lives alone on an island and it's its own platform, right? So then it goes, okay, maybe LinkedIn. They probably pull a little bit from LinkedIn, but maybe not a whole lot that I've seen.
Maybe not for our industry so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wikipedia is definitely an interesting one. If you can get a Wikipedia page,
That's hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get a Wikipedia
if.
page, I do think that that's a very interesting one, and it definitely pulls from there. I think RealSelf, which how do I say this? It didn't have the hugest relevance to me in the market like a year or two ago. I think RealSelf is back because I've definitely seen AI pull from RealSelf
is.
a lot recently. And so I thought it kind of died out a little bit a couple of years ago. And I would argue that RealSelf is back with a vengeance because AI is really pulling from it. So now I'm telling my practices, hey, you should be on RealSelf. And if you need to put a little money towards there, do it because it's great for AI. But I would not have told them that a year or two ago.
I mean, I think for different reasons. Like there was a recent, I think just in March of 2026, Google
Yeah.
just finished this update where they kind of dinged all these data aggregators like RealSelf, WebMD,
Mhm.
because they want like primary source information. So a licensed physician,
Yep.
like an actual clinic. So I think on the SEO side, maybe they took a ding, but in terms of like the information, because RealSelf has very like Q&A style stuff, it's really good for feeding the SEO because it's straight question and answer from real people. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What else are you seeing in AI today?
What am I seeing? Let's see.
Ooh, I got one. Even
Oh.
though I just asked you a question,
Go for
but I
it.
want your feedback. AI hallucinations.
Oh, they're so real. I was telling these doctors today, like, if you put it out, you have to look through it because you can't claim like, oh, it was AI, it wasn't me. No, you put it out, you're responsible for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just makes up these stupidest things. I
Mhm.
mean, and if you're putting out, especially for medical content or medical advice where it's like tied to your license, you got to be really careful with
You
that
have to be
stuff.
really
Yeah.
careful. But also AI gets it wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I think we're going to be in an era, and this, I don't know how to say this nicely, but AI is going to reduce the amount of critical thinking.
Oh, I
Um,
think it's killing people's like that natural
mhm.
learning that you have where you like you know, but through like experiences and like making mistakes you learn. It's like now that's all off the table. And everyone's relying on AI and it's kind of getting rid of that judgment call process that you develop over time. And now you're not making judgment calls. You have this computer doing it for you, which is probably not good in the long run.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it is good in the long run at all. I'm
Yeah.
actually a little worried about it, but I also think that it gives false information sometimes. People have proven it. You know, that thing went viral with ChatGPT to the point where ChatGPT finally had a response. And I tested out myself. I said, "Hey, I'm going to my car wash."
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm talking about? I said, "I'm going to my
Did you
car
walk?
wash. It's 100 meters away.
Yeah.
I need to take my car to the car wash." I even spelled mine out further, but it's only 100 meters away. Should I walk or should I drive? And ChatGPT was like, "You should walk." And by the way, I did this with Claude. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Claude's smarter." And I love Claude, and Claude might be smarter,
Yeah.
but it also made the same mistake. It was like, "You should walk." I
Yeah.
did
I think
Grok.
some of
You
those
should walk.
judgment
Gemini.
calls, they
You should walk.
cannot.
They
Yeah.
cannot. But also, they sometimes just give incorrect information. I've seen it say that like somebody had a law case, like a
Hmm.
client, like a that they didn't. I saw that it said somebody killed a patient that they didn't. I've seen things that have just been just frankly untrue and not
Yeah.
actually not really existing on the internet. It's really from like them swapping names. Two
Hmm.
names are a little too close to each other, or
Or it makes assumptions
makes an
sometimes.
assumption
Yeah. I'm like,
sometimes.
why do you make an assumption?
And I do worry about that a little bit because there is like a future generation and they're going to rely on it. And already, I feel like a lot of our clients, plastic surgeons, med spas, are already dealing with people who have this idea of what they want based off of social media.
Hmm.
And already there's a little bit of challenge of him having realistic expectations. And I do think AI is going to make that just a little bit worse in some cases.
Yeah.
Not get me wrong, I love AI. I use AI for everything,
It's not bad.
cooking
Yeah.
and everything. I love it. I love it. But I also, there's sometimes I get a response that I'm going like, "Oh my gosh." I got into a fight with it the other day. Because what was I doing? I was asking it, yeah, I was just asking it to help me with a recipe. I copied a recipe in there and I just said, like, "This is for 6 people. I need it for 3." And I'm like, of course, I'm not stupid. I could have divided it in half.
Yeah.
I could have done it myself. I was just being lazy. I just wanted to do it real quick, right? I was copy and pasting the actual link to the recipe, right? The math was wrong.
Oh,
The math
even the
was wrong.
simplest
The
stuff.
simplest
Yeah.
stuff. It swapped out the baking soda with the baking powder, which has a very distinctive, different taste and situation, right? If you're a baker at
As
all.
long as it doesn't mess up your gumbo recipe,
As
we're
long as
good. Yeah. Don't touch the gumbo. Don't touch the root.
my gumbo does not need a recipe. That is deep in my soul, right? But so I'm just like, it messes things up. Or I got into the argument and I said, "Hey, I'm a little, this is like a month or two ago." And I was like, "Hey, I'm a little out of date. Can you please summarize like the latest on the, American Iran
Mhm.
situation?" It was like, "What situation? There's no war." And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
that's news to me.
okay, I'm pretty certain there is." So I
Yeah.
got in there, I said, "There is. And I would like you to see what the current information is in unbiased fashion." And then it like doubled down on me. And it's like, "No, there's false media out there saying there's a war, but it's not true."
Huh.
I was like, no. Like, I know it's on like Fox and CNN and,
The Associate
Trump's
Press
talking
and
about
yeah,
it and there's
yeah.
press and it's definitely being talked about. There is a
Mhm.
war. It tripled down on me and was like, "It is all fake news. There is no war." And I
Oh,
was
that's
like, "What
gaslighting
in
you.
the world?" And I just and I've had something like that happen
Huh.
multiple times. So not to get on a whole tangent, but AI is growing. It's fantastic. It's actually helped me even internally in our business.
In the
and
right hands, it's
in the right
fantastic. Yeah.
hands and the workflows and things like that. But I think that it also has a real world effect that is going to be interesting, where it's going to maybe further some false information or things that are nervous or that make people a little bit more nervous, which it should or shouldn't. And I think it's also going to potentially make us a little bit less smart.
I think so too. Yeah, I always tell people like, don't let it make the judgments for. It's good for efficiency. Like
Mm-hmm.
something interesting we did actually, since we're at a ASAP's event. I think it was in October of 2024. They did this side by side where they took, the templated consent forms that the ASPS gives to the
Yeah.
board certified doctors, and they fed that to Chat GPT, and they said, "Hey, rewrite this and make it just shorter and easier to understand." I think they were averaging about 3,000 words per consent. Chat GPT wrote it in about 1,000 words, and the conclusion they came to is it was like the same level of detail, same
I
level of
believe it.
specificity, but it was just easier for patients to understand and follow along and adhere
Yeah, it was
to. It's like
simplified.
stuff like that, like where it's just
Wonderful.
documentation, efficiency, but like it shouldn't make the judgment calls of like, what should I do? How should I tell someone this? It's not,
Well, it's not
yeah,
good for analysis, not really, and a judgment call,
yeah, no, no,
right?
not good for judgment
Not
calls.
really.
Yeah.
And analysis, I don't mean like a data analysis. I mean like analyzing a
Yeah.
problem,
Stuff that
right?
need that human touch.
That needs
Yeah.
a human touch.
Yeah.
Also, analyzing looks. A lot of people are putting their photos into ChatGPT and asking it what it
There
needs.
are apps for that. I've seen the
Yeah.
ads.
No, you can do
Yeah.
it for ChatGPT.
Oh, it's straight chat
You could
GPT?
literally just upload a photo of ChatGPT and just say, "Hey, I want to have my face more balanced. What do I need?" And it will tell
I
you.
had one of my friends, he's actually here in Boston, he lives here, and he comes out to LA, does a bunch of treatments, and he was like, "Hey, could you send me all my pictures?" This was a few weeks ago. He's like, "I found this app where you put your face on it, and it tells you what you need to do to look better, and it gives you a score." I was like, "Why do you need that?"
No, it's so terrible. But no, you can do it with
Like,
ChatGPT.
what is
So
that?
I had a friend who uploaded their photo on ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and they texted me because they know I'm in the industry, and they're like, "Hey, ChatGPT thinks that I need gosh, what it was like tear trough filler and Botox and all this non-surgical things,
Yeah.
right?" I'm gonna be blunt. They need a blepharoplasty, and they only need a blepharoplasty, but they absolutely need a surgical blepharoplasty.
Yeah.
And I'm not a plastic surgeon. I get it, but I have been in this industry for a long time, and I promise you, any plastic surgeon on this floor would agree with me. But I was like, it just that person, if they just kind of followed it, one, I was like, what in the filler and this? There's just certain things I'm like, I'm gonna tell you if you saw the
Tear
photo,
trough filler.
doesn't totally make sense for this person.
Yeah.
They will be unhappy with their results. But she screenshotted it for me, and I was like, oh my, like this is what it's saying. And then there's this other one that kind of went viral on TikTok where this guy takes like a photo of himself or whatever. He uploads it to ChatGPT, and he's like, oh, look, I'm using this ugly filter. Isn't it hilarious? And ChatGPT is like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Look at your features. They're so exaggerated. And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, isn't it funny? Like, how is it funny? And the ChatGPT is like, oh, I mean, your chin and your nose and your cheeks and whatever.
Oh.
And then the guy goes, oh, oops, I forgot. I wasn't using the filter. That's just me. And like, you know, when ChatGPT goes like thinking of an answer,
Yeah.
long
You're seeing the
time
thought
back.
process.
You know, and he
Process
tries to
timed out.
backpedal. And the truth is, the guy was a decent looking guy. He wasn't like particularly super attractive, but he was not unattractive. He definitely did not deserve to be roasted. And I would disagree with a lot of what ChatGPT said.
I feel like
Okay.
this is a new generation of WebMD saying you're gonna die. and
You're
you have
going to die.
cancer.
Exactly. Gosh. And I'm like, okay, I'm really worried about that. And I do think that that's going to be interesting for plastic surgeons and for our med spas is that they're going to get people who are come in who've uploaded their photos into AI and have a concept of what they want and are going to feel like because AI said it's going to be that way. I feel like there's going to be some arguing with patients that's going to occur,
Yeah.
which is frustrating.
And I feel like a lot of the people in the industry kind of have seen that where it's becoming a little bit more patient led now, where they're coming in saying, I want this procedure,
Yes.
I want this many units, I want this many syringes, where it really should be like provider led and goal driven, where the provider says, hey, this is what you want, this is how we get there. It's not you dictating how many units you want and walking out. There's a whole treatment plan to get from point A to point B safely and get like
Absolutely.
the results in the best possible way, whatever's realistic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all that matters is that we're just mentally prepared for this path, right? And that our, plastic surgeons and med spa and nurses, and they just know that these patients are coming if they haven't arrived already, and that we do the best we can. They're just our old WebMD patients, as you said.
Yeah. What do you feel about AI handling leads? Because I've seen a lot of, even here at the conference, a lot of these exhibit booths have, or AI will handle your leads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But do we want that?
I hate to say this, but I like it, and I will explain why. As the world is changing, the response time to a lead has become less and less and less and less. And it used to be okay to let a lead sit over a weekend or sit overnight. And now I feel like people expect a response within a minute, pretty much whenever they send in a lead form, especially in big metropolitan cities. And so I feel that AI needs to get it to a point. Now, I do not think it needs to be dishonest. It could say it's AI. It could say it's whatever. It doesn't have to take it all the way. I think it needs to respond, get maybe a schedule booked, right? Maybe get that more information, maybe get enough communication going, right? So that it can get it to a real person or make the person feel heard. So if a person, because a lot of the leads that we're talking about, we're not talking about phone call leads, right? There's no,
Yeah, like online
we're talking
web
about
form,
online web forms,
chat.
and
Yeah.
mostly we're talking about AI chats.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody's texting saying, hey, what are you guys' Botox prices? Like, let it answer. Ask some follow-up questions so they
Mm-hmm.
could give a real answer, but like there's no harm in that, right? Especially if somebody's searching around. So for an AI chat, I think it's actually a good thing, especially since some of them are getting really advanced, so you could prompt them and you could really train them. Ultimately, though, I feel like it should be used when there is not a human available.
Mm-hmm. It's a supplement. It's not a
It's
replacement.
a supplement,
Yeah.
not a replacement. I still love the human touch. I still love all of that. I just think that it's a tool to handle your nights and weekends. That's
Mhm.
all.
And then you said too, it should be trained on your data. So this is not generic
Correct.
chat GPT that's giving you the average of stuff. It's trained on
Yes,
your
your
clinic, your
information.
protocols,
And all the good AI apps out
your
there
credentials. Yeah.
have that training process. And so that's really, you know what I mean? So it's set
Mhm.
up. But yes, I do think it is a tool and a supplement, as you said. Just because it's only because the expectation time is something that's not possible.
It's like the Amazon Prime effect. Everybody wants it now.
Yeah,
Or
like,
tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, I live in LA, so I'm spoiled, just like
Same.
you.
Yeah.
But like, if I order something on Amazon and it doesn't come next day, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because
I like my overnight deliveries, the
I
4
literally
a.m.
like
Yeah.
yeah, overnight deliveries. And
Yeah.
I kind of, especially living in LA, I'm at the expectation that most things that I order come the next morning.
Mhm.
And that's so funny to me because I remember when I used to be so excited that it would come in 5 business days.
Yeah, it used to be like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was great. That
This
was
is better.
great. I mean, man, I remember Netflix when it was like
on DVDs.
on
And they would
DVDs.
mail it to you.
Yes, yes. I mean, I
We're-
remember
we're dating
Blockbuster too. We're
ourselves
starting
here.
to date ourselves. I was like, you know what I mean? It's I feel myself, I've watched myself slowly over the last few decades, not like expect things to be
We're getting
faster
soft.
and softer.
Yeah.
I have gotten soft. And it's funny how that is. Like there's times I'm like, I don't want to go pick up takeout. Like I just want Postmates to
Oh, yeah.
deliver it. And it's worth the extra money for the ease for my time.
You know, that's a good point. It's that convenience. And I think that's why AI has gotten really popular. It's like you no longer, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You no longer have to do the research, read 20 pages, synthesize that information yourself. It's like, hey, Perplexity, you know, do all the
Yes.
research for me and then come up with the answer. Like it takes that entire equation and just like smushes it down into 30 seconds where you no longer have to do the research. So it's that convenience factor. And I think once we get used to it, yeah, it's going to be really hard
Yeah.
to switch away from the comfort.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever really going back. So we just have to embrace it.
It's been pretty good though. I've actually found like a very specialist attorney I was looking for, and I put it in. It was Perplexity, and within like 30 seconds, I got like exactly what I was looking for that I had tried to Google myself and I could not find because I didn't really know the technical terms to look for.
Yeah.
But it understood the concept and it found exactly who I want. I mean, this attorney just made a ton of money too. And then when I called, they're like, "Where'd you find this?" I'm like, "Okay, it's gonna be weird, but it was Perplexity." And the intake specialist was like, "What?" I'm like, "It's AI. I found you guys with AI."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's up and coming, and you got to embrace it because once people get used to it, it's hard to roll back.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not rolling back. This is the
No,
future. It's here to stay. And truthfully, it's good. There's a lot
Yeah.
of good things that are going to happen because of it. And a lot of things. I also think that there's going to be a lot of medical advances because of AI. And I mean, like, you've seen some of these like exoskeletons that are going to help people walk and things like that. Like, I think we're about to hit a whole new age.
There was even I saw they were synthesizing new proteins
Mhm.
with AI. They're like, hey, this research used to take months. Now AI just designs everything for you and it
Yes.
tests it. And if it doesn't work, then it changes like the molecule arrangement and tests it again. And now they're coming up with
Mhm.
all these new stuff. Yeah, just with AI.
I think for like
yeah,
more
cool.
maybe less aesthetic medicine, but more traditional
Mhm.
medicine. I think that certain things are going to be a lot better. So overall, I'm a yes. I love it. I love everything about AI. There's just sort of few things I feel like people have to be educated, made aware of. That's all.
Yeah, like keep your judgment.
Yeah,
You
keep
know,
your judgment.
don't trust it too much.
Well, thank you
Otherwise,
very
we'll end
much.
up like Terminator.
Oh my gosh, I
Yep,
know.
Skynet. All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you around at ASAPs.
All right.